safe at. Say TTAK, why he say that? Get a drop on my bro, we gon' spend that. Fuck it straight, we spin out a Maybach. Spin bluff for my bro, got payback. Fuck his legs, we gon' shoot where his face at. Put a op in his grave with his man.
Tonight's twins and B. I'm saying morning. Good afternoon, good evening, good night. Probably gonna drop these at like 4 in the morning. But anyways, whenever you see this, I hope you doing good. You know what I'm saying? I see this pop up in my recommended, so I'm interested. You know what I'm saying? This title is a little crazy, I ain't gonna lie. So, well, yeah, let's everybody go ahead and catch this little vibe. Shout out to bro for the bed. Let's get into it. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody wins when the family feels.
Let me get you right, twin. Hold on, let me get you right.
Right.
No, I don't want that. Oh, no, that's the beat. Whoa.
It's gonna be another. It's gonna be another crime out here.
Was killed in a crowded Fraser shopping center while many people were running their weekend errands. Tonight, that shooter is still on the run.
It's my neighborhood, and then, I be so scared to go to the grocery store.
Tierra Marie told me she arrived moments after the deadly shooting at her neighborhood shopping center. She lost her own family member to gun violence in 2018.
I don't wish this pain on nobody because I was once in this situation.
Comes up and shoots him in the head. The shooter takes something from the victim and runs off. Police say the shooter drove off in a silver sedan.
We all deserve to feel safe.
John Sinclair wants his neighbors to be able to shop in peace on a Saturday afternoon.
Together we stand, but divided we fall. No matter what's happening in these communities, there is hope.
The summer approaching. It's not the time to be bluffing, especially in cities like Memphis, because they calling your bluff. And let's be real out the gate, fam. It's hard for people to show sympathy when you find out somebody lost their life broad daylight on camera with the ARP tucked in their sweatpants. But then
Hey, what?
in your bluff. And let's be real out the gate, fam. It's hard for people to show sympathy when you find out somebody lost their life broad daylight on camera with the ARP tucked in their sweatpants. But then when you look into a situation like this and continue to do your research, you do begin to show sympathy because you found out that it was 2 young kids in the car where this tragic event took place at, and make you thank God out the gate they wasn't hurt. But it make you assume that this man was watched and targeted. They knew he had his alleged kids and waited for the perfect opportunity. At that point, it get bittersweet. Now, it's sad to say that this type of activity is becoming a norm. As they say in Memphis, youngins getting bucked for their gun. In other words, if they feel like you sweet with your firearm being brandished, they basically taking it. A clip of that went viral at a local gas station less than 24 hours where this took place. Thank God it wasn't deadly.
Damn. Fuck. Alright. Whoopie. Out of pocket. Damn. Just like that. Just like that. That's crazy.
Stop carrying your firearms trying to look sweet. Carry them with a purpose, if you gonna carry them. Because what if I told you I lost my life with over 30 rounds in my pants, assuming I carried it for protection and didn't even get the chance to brandish it? But this is what we have here today. Another example of a young man getting gunned down while getting his gun took in the process. So before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I don't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll jump right to it. Today we're going to a Kroger grocery store, founded in 1883 by Bernard Kroger. It's a major grocery retailer with over 2,700 stores across the United States. They operate under various banner names and in 35 states. Kroger is the largest supermarket operator in the U.S. by revenue and the 5th largest general retailer. But the location of the Kroger we're going to is on the 2600 block of Fraser Boulevard in Fraser, Memphis, Tennessee, a place where, as of today, police have recorded 17 homicides. The front of this grocery store location, surveillance camera had captured a young man identified as Lord Josh, leaving a local tobacco store just next door. Now, what the surveillance don't show is that minutes earlier, Josh had pulled up to the curve, cut his hazards on, and went inside the store. But little did Josh know he was being followed, or did he? As he approached the tobacco store, he had an ARP tucked in his pants, assuming he ready for war. But at around 12:34 p.m., Josh walked out the tobacco store to his car. But someone would get out their vehicle, run him down, shoot him broad daylight, and take his ARP after a brief struggle.
Young nigga said, I need that. Damn, he ain't played no games. He ain't waste no time, no hesitation. He got straight to it. That's crazy. Damn, ARP to bro. Fuck. Young nigga said, I need that.
Now, someone went live afterwards, assuming they allegedly saw the scene. They talk about how it was two families fighting afterwards, and that Lord Josh allegedly, possibly, knew his killer, which makes sense on how they knew exactly where he was at and when he got out. But then you see at the very beginning, a woman taking 2 kids from the scene, which possibly could be one of the arguments, and this possibly could be a DV type situation. But check it out.
She ran. It's gonna be another.
Yeah.
It's gonna be another crime out there. She returned. Yeah, see, they put them up there.
Man, we got 2 families out here known as a homicide. We got the 2 families out here fighting.
They was pushing on the mother.
Oh my God, yeah. 2 sets of families fighting. We in the bay. Oh my God.
Come to your car. I didn't thought she about to get low.
Yes. What? Yeah, they need backup. Yep.
He said he seen 8 times. The dude way over there in the corner, he said them folks stopped that line. They stopped that line from this way to over their way. He said when he walked up to him, they moaned him. Was a girl with him too? He got in the car and they pulled off. And like I said, they wanted him, because they could have shut up every last one of them damn dudes over there. But they could have They could have
know it all.
He got in the car and they pulled off. And like I said, they wanted him, because they could have shut up every last one of them damn dudes over there. But they could have
So they knew each other.
They knew each
They
other.
got 2 families out here, yep.
Yeah.
Damn.
Y'all stay safe, man.
All right, man.
That's a good brother, man. What happened, man? So we some evangelists, man. We evangelists. We every other week, man. Evangelists. Give us know somebody did get killed. Okay. That's all I know.
I don't know somebody.
I came to tell you. I'm over here to get some meat.
Man, what?
That's why we came back, man. So, I see y'all already was good.
Tonight, Memphis police need your help tracking down the person they say is responsible for a shooting outside of a Fraser shopping center. That shooting happening in broad daylight with plenty of shoppers there in the area. WREG's Kamisha Wilborn has the latest in that investigation.
It's getting worse. It's gonna get worse.
People working at the Fraser Village Shopping Center on Fraser Boulevard went about their Sunday morning as usual. However, some employees we spoke to say they are still processing the events that happened the day before. Memphis police say a man was shot and killed Saturday. The brazen attack has customers and people living nearby talking. Those we spoke to did not want to go on camera for their own safety.
I said, did the security guard shoot him? I thought maybe he was stealing. They said, no, it's another person shot him. And you know, that's a norm out here.
Surveillance video viewed by WREG shows a man leaving a tobacco store. Suddenly, a man wearing a black hoodie and a ski mask appears, shoots the victim in the head, and runs off. Memphis police say the suspect fled in a silver late model sedan. All of this took place in broad daylight while the parking lot was packed with unsuspecting shoppers.
Don't nobody care who they shoot, they just shoot.
We spoke to a woman who works at a nearby business who says she's still traumatized by the act of violence. She says she even tried to help the victim, but it was too late. He died on the scene.
I said, this new breed that's coming up now, I don't care if they live or die. And that's the scary part about it.
This shooting comes after a violent start to the year in the Fraser community. According to the City of Memphis Safer Communities dashboard, there have been 248 aggravated assaults and 17 murders in the 38127 zip code this year. Just hours after the shopping center shooting, another man was shot in the 3700 block of Donna Drive, only 2 miles away. He was taken to the hospital in critical condition, and one person was detained. People we spoke to say they fear the violence is only going to get worse.
Can't say more police because they out here. They are out here. You see them all day long. But it's like they don't care about the police. They don't even care about going to jail.
Reporting for your news leader from Fraser, Kwamitra Wilborn, WREG News, Channel 3.
Now, as mentioned on the news, local authorities has yet to make an arrest. We don't know if the shooting that happened just 2 hours later, just 2 miles away, was retaliation. But nonetheless, to Lord Josh, we do want to say rest in peace once again. Love and condolences to your family as well. And we send a loving prayers to everyone who was affected by the story we just talked about. It's a crazy situation. You can't even fathom, really, what can possess a man to risk it all, to take another man's life, broad daylight, and take his ARP in the process. I know it's sad to say, but I thank God he had the
Definitely crazy, I'm not gonna lie. W, the look though, RP the bro. We don't know if that's a young nigga or if it's an older nigga. We don't really know. The point is though, what y'all think going on? You know what I'm saying? Cause they obviously was on his ass. So, and they say the two families was there. They said he might know them. There's a lot going on. Yeah, we need an update. I need an update. We need an update. Anyways, though, whenever that update come, y'all let me know, you know what I'm saying? Gonna drop a like, drop a share. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, man. Let's see y'all niggas in the next one, bro.